did your mom go too far? My mom worked 80 hours a week, and we were still living inside a trailer home in the middle of a junkyard. So when my older brother Brad went into sophomore year, he didn't just turn 15, he turned into mom's way out. I still remember the way she used to look at his straight A's with tears in her eyes. "You're going to be a doctor. You're getting us out of here. Promise me," she'd always say. At first, mom's dedication seemed normal. During junior year, she quit her night job and transformed our living room into study central. For Brad's study groups, she'd make what we called fancy ramen, which was Marussian noodles with green onions and sesame seeds. We all thought she was amazing. I never would have imagined what was really going on behind closed doors. It all started when my phone ran out of battery. Mom agreed to let me use hers for homework, when really I just wanted to play Subway Surfers. But as soon as I unlocked it, my stomach dropped, because sitting in her camera roll was a folder labeled grades, except it wasn't filled with report cards. Numbered, it was flooded with photos of my mom posing in ways that made me sick. Photos no mother should be sending to anyone. They were all organized into subfolders with names like Mr. Timothy, married, and Mr. Jim, single. But just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, it did. Because that's when I read through her texts. Her method was clear. Lure the teachers in with her photos, and once their fun was over, she'd blackmail them to have Brad's grades changed. My hands were shaking so hard that the phone dropped, and as I bent over to pick it up, I heard my mom's footsteps come up behind me. "If you tell anyone, they'll take you away, and foster care is worse than anything you can imagine." The very next morning, she dragged me to school early. When I asked why, she just responded with, "Now that you know, you're going to help." I had no idea what she meant until we got to an empty classroom where she had a parent conference booked. My role was simple: stand guard outside, make sure no one came in while she gave Brad's teacher a little something something. Sometimes I'd hear muffled voices or furniture moving, and I'd squeeze my eyes shut so hard I saw stars. Once Mr. Jim rushed out with his shirt untucked. Mom followed behind him, adjusting her skirt and lipstick with this satisfied smile that made me want to throw up. But apparently this still wasn't enough for her, because a week later she came home with master passwords and administrative access to change grades directly in the system. Her hands would shake with excitement as if she won the lottery. I had no idea where she got it from, but whenever I dared to ask about it, she'd say, "Your brother works so hard, I'm just helping to format things properly." I watched her research college application strategies until 3 in the morning, her appetite consisting of instant coffee and whatever pills she bought from the sleazy guy at the gas station. The next morning, my hands trembled as I watched her stir white powder into Brad's orange juice. "Vitamins," she'd tell him, "to help you focus." I opened my mouth to warn him, but just before I could say anything, Mom turned to me and mouthed the words, "foster care." So I was forced to sit there and watch as my brother drank poison. From there, Brad started getting headaches, and his hands would shake during dinner, but as his test scores kept going up, so did Mom's doses. I tried watering down his juice once when she wasn't looking, but she caught me and twisted my arm so hard I had bruises. "You want him to fail? You want us to stay poor forever?" she hissed in my ear. She'd measure out different amounts depending on what he had that day. More for practice tests, the most for actual exams. I knew she was playing with fire, but I never imagined how badly we'd all get burned. Until the morning of his SAT, I woke up to Mom screaming Brad's name. I ran to his room and found him unconscious on the floor with foam coming out of his mouth. His lips were blue and his chest barely moved. Mom stood frozen holding an empty pill bottle with white powder residue. "Mom, what the F? Call 911, I screamed, but she just kept repeating, "He needs to take the test. We need this score." I grabbed her phone and dialed while she tried to wrestle it away from me. "Please help, my brother overdosed and he's not breathing right," I blurted into the phone mic. The operator stayed calm and talked me through checking his pulse while Mom collapsed beside him sobbing, "Fuck, fuck, fuck, we came so fucking close. I ruined everything." The paramedics burst through our door and immediately started working on Brad. Mom tried to hide the pill bottles, but it was too late. I already showed the EMTs. At the hospital, Brad flatlined twice. He was pronounced dead at 4:38 p.m. The official cause was heart failure from a DRG overdose. I didn't say a word, because I had spent my entire teenagehood wishing someone would put my mom in her place, but I never knew that someone was going to be me. Full story on channel, link below.